name is Sam, and this is week 4 of our new and weekly collage class with the Pacific Art League. Thank you to also to Silicon Valley Creates for providing these classes for you today. I'm going to be doing a new project for you, and you can follow along and learn more about programs that are offered at the Pacific Art League at www.pacificartleague.org. Again, my name is Sam, and I am going to be doing Father's Day card project with you today. So thank you for being here, and we're going to be doing something really fun, kind of like this. And we're going to be, Father's Day is coming up, I think, in just a few days, maybe at this weekend. So for all the dads out there who have been working really hard, and for all of the kids out there who are looking for maybe a way to do a really fun project for their dad, or for their even for their mom, or for their grandma, or for their friend, I think that this is a really great time to do something special for someone in your life. So collage is a great way to do that, guys. And today I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways that we can make fun cards for the people in our lives that we love. Dad is definitely one of those people, also grandpa and uncle, and lots of people in your family that you care about. So making cards at any time is really, really fun. And I'm going to show you how I like to do it. I never go to the store to buy cards. I always make my own cards, and I make my own cards for my wife, and I make my own cards for my own mom and my own dad. Even though I'm a grown-up, I still like to make my own cards. I think it really shows that you love them and you've been thinking about them a lot. So there's so many ways that we can do that. And again, we have the materials that we use every single week are the same. We have 2 different kind of glues that we're using today. The Elmer's glue, which is kind of like a squeeze bottle glue, and then also the glue stick, which is really, really helpful because it's purple, and when you put it on, you can kind of see it go on and know where your glue is on your project. Also a pair of scissors that are, doesn't matter what size, but hopefully some that fit your hands really well. If you're using the really big scissors that your mom and dad like to use, sometimes those can be too big and those can be difficult. And also for left-handed kids, I know that also can be challenging too. And so I'll show you some great techniques if you don't have scissors available, how you can rip magazine paper and still get some really good results. So other things that I have in my studio today, I have a Sharpie pen. I'm also I just have a ruler around, I may or may not need it. If you don't have a ruler, that's okay too. I can use a straight edge for some of the magazines that I have today, so that's no problem there. I also just have a bunch of different pieces of blank paper that I'm going to be using also. And that just is going to allow me to do lots of different ideas. And then also, if I mess up or I just decide that I want to make not only a card for dad, but maybe for mom and grandma and brother and sister, and you just might find yourself on a card making tangent this week. And if you get mom and dad to help you with those ideas, that's really, really fun too. This is really a great family project. And I also know that just because we can't go outside doesn't mean that you can't put something in the mail for somebody and send them a little note to tell them that you love them. So this first card I'm going to do just like this one, okay? I'm going to show you how I made it. The last thing I just don't want to forget to mention is that we need some magazines for our project. This is what I like to use. I have like Architectural Digest and art magazines and National Geographics, and it doesn't really matter what you have around the house. I also have a lot of loose pieces of paper that I can use that are helpful all the time. Lots of different kind of colors that I can break down into different shapes and that kind of thing. So if you hopefully you have a few magazines, at least 1 or 2 that you can sacrifice for the day so that we can come in here and we can start kind of making some colors and some shapes and stuff like that. But the first thing we'll do, we'll put that to the side for now. We're gonna make this Father's Day card. And I think that Father's Day is very fun, and dads are really great guys, but we also have to think about that, who is this card for? Sometimes, you know, if we're gonna make a card for dad, maybe we can do something that really like speaks to him specifically. Dad likes his own thing, so maybe we can draw him something that will make him impressed. So we can draw a heart like this one here, but we could also, you know, we could get experimental. Last week we drew some really great bicycles, so maybe you could practice your bicycle skills. But in the meantime, let's practice a heart. And this heart is a really beautiful, there's a really beautiful collage paper inside here, and then we made his name here, D-A-D. So I'm going to draw a heart, but I'm going to draw it just a little bit different than you see in the example. And just follow along. I'm going to draw the big heart. I folded this piece of paper in half. I'm going to step back, guys, because I want you to realize that I took a piece of paper and I folded it in half. I'm sorry if I jumped ahead there a little bit for you, but it doesn't matter if you fold it this way or this way. If you're going to write something inside, a little note inside there, it's okay. So we're going to do a couple of different versions. We're going to show you one way that it's just upright like this, and then I think our next project will do it like this. But again, I always want you to use your pen and do some freehand drawing. This is also a great way to do a template, and I'll show you that on the next piece of project. So I'm going to do a smaller heart right inside here, and a smaller heart right inside here. So 3 hearts, and that's really simple and really effective though. What some people like to call this is a concentric shape, and what that means is heart, 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 3 hearts in a row. If we were going to draw 3 squares in a row or 3 circles in a row, I'll show you another example of this one. This is 3 circles, or maybe we can even do 5 circles. And you know, I just think just showing off for your dad, and you know, doing something really cool design, and then just writing on the underneath there, I love you, Dad. You know, just write I love you, Dad, and then write my name, Sam. That's my name, Sam. And you say, well, what the heck does that big circle have to do with I love you, Dad? But I think that if you just fill this in with collage, we're going to fill these in. I'm going to write his name again really big in big letters here, D-A-D. He's going to be so impressed by this. You drew 3 hearts and you fill them all in with magazine paper and just glue them down, and you just write I love you, Dad, and you put this in a nice little envelope, and he is going to be so impressed. And this is the first one we're going to do, okay? So I'm going to pick out some nice, really dark red colors, right? I'll put my glue to the side here. And I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to break this paper down. I found this is just a regular magazine. Doesn't matter what kind you have. But I'm going to break these down into just almost like these little color strips, so that I can make them smaller and smaller and smaller little squares, because we have to kind of make a little mosaic pattern right in here in between these lines. So we're going to really break these colors down into small, bite-sized little pieces. And some people really want to know, how small is small? And I'm going to say that these are the size of like Cheerios. We're going to make Cheerio size. We're not going to make circles, but like, you know, around the size of a Cheerio. You could make like a little square that was the size of a Cheerio. Kind of looking at like something like that, right? It's not a square, a Cheerio is a circle, I know, but so we can lay that right inside there like that. You see that, how nice that lays in there? And then we go right up to the edge right there like that. So hopefully you're following along. Um, you know, you don't have to do it just like I'm showing you. There's lots of room for variation, and of course, I always encourage you, if you mess up, sometimes you think you mess up, but you just have to keep working on it. And paper is a really fun way because you can kind of cover up some of your mistakes. And what I mean by that is, like, if you did a drawing where you kind of messed up one of your hearts, you can kind of come in here and you kind of change the way the line sits right in here, and you can kind of move things around just so much. Once you start playing with these paper strips. But the most important thing that you want to do first is really just break down these little strips into small little kind of really tiny kind of squares. And if you know what the size of a stamp is, we're going to say it's 1/4 of the size of a stamp. So that's real nice. I'm going to clean up my station a little bit. One of the things that I've found is that when I do artwork is it's always very nice and very important to kind of clean up and regroup yourself, because when you're working, it gets a little confusing if things are too, you know, just too dirty, too much going on. You gotta want to clean up, and so you can really focus your attention. And we're just gonna go one square at a time. And just follow along with me. I'm gonna stop talking now for a few minutes and just gonna watch me kind of fill in this heart. I'm just gonna go right around the edge first. Right around the edge of my drawing. Show you here with a different example of a different glue that I have. Again, I like these glue sticks because it's kind of shows me on the piece of paper. You see that purple? It just kind of shows me where my glue is, and it's easy for me to identify it when I'm moving around. I got a lot of paper on the deck here. Kind of helps me remember, oh yeah, there's the glue I laid down there, and it's real nice. So don't need it. It's just a kind of a nice little thing you can probably pick up at the local grocery store or at the art store. A nice glue stick. You've probably used them in your classroom before too. But any glue will do. And I use lots of different kinds of glue. In my big art class, I have the adults that I work with use something called a polymer emulsion acrylic glue, and it's very fancy stuff. But today we're just going to use the bare necessities. So whatever you have, if you have Elmer's glue, or you have even like a rubber cement, that's okay, or Mod Podge, that's okay too. So I love that. I love how that's coming together really nice. You can see as I get further and further into this project, I realize that I'm going to need more red, right? And I'm always remembering, hey, I'm going to need some more supplies, guys. And so I'm thinking about what I have, what kind of magazines I might need for my next part of this project. I'm going to fill in this part, and then I'm going to fill in this part in the middle. And then I'm going to open up and I'm going to do a different design in here and really surprise Dad, because he's thinking, oh, this is so sweet. Oh, look at a heart. And then I'm going to show him another really cool shape inside the actual card itself. So we're going to knock Dad's socks off this year. He's probably thinking he's just going to get some old, you know, old tie or something. But we're gonna make him a really an amazing art project that he's gonna be so happy. And I'm telling you, I think that it doesn't matter what time of year it is. If my kids make me a card that says, I love you, Dad, you know, it doesn't matter if it's Father's Day or my birthday or it's Christmas or it's Thanksgiving or it's Halloween. You know, I always just love, you know, when someone I care about comes and just says, hey, I just wanted to give you this and say I love you. It's really, for a dad and a mom, there's no other feeling like it. So think about who's special to you in your life, and maybe you can make them a nice little card and just, you know, they don't even have to ask. You don't even have to ask for it. You could just give it to them and just say, here, I just wanted to do this for you. Thank you, and just say I love you. Really nice way to show that you care about somebody. Just kind of surprise them. Well, surprise. So right in the center here, I'm going to do another little nice little heart. See, I have this little, so I got these little squares, but I'm going to just cut a heart right out of the paper. Instead of trying to just fit it right in there, I'm just gonna cut it, and it's not perfect. It's okay. I'm gonna put the glue right in the middle there, and watch this. Boop. That's nice. See? That looks really cool. All right. All right, let's clean that up a little bit here. Okay. Let's go in on this in the middle of this project here. I'm going to do something that's really simple, and that's about as easy as it gets. And hopefully, if you're a big kid or a small kid, you go, oh, I could do that, or I could do something a lot cooler than that. We could come in here and fill this one in. But I'm going to do this other circle, and I'm going to show you how you can start to really make things really pretty, even more complex really quickly. So first thing I'm going to do on the inside here is I'm going to find the letters DAD inside a magazine, okay? DAD, and I'm going to make this just like this. I'm going to go find those letters inside a magazine. So before I fill all these circles in, I'm just gonna open up one of the magazines that I have, and we're gonna go on an exploration and try to find exactly what we're looking for. So hopefully we can. So I'm looking for inside a magazine these letters like this, something that really stands out that we can spell out Dad. Because I don't have the best penmanship, and so I look for, this is my little way of finding, so there's a D, that's really cool. Okay, and I'm just gonna pull this out like this. Oh, this is really nice green color on the back there as well. D, right? And you can go through your own magazine and you could just cut the letter right out like that. You've probably done this in another kind of project before, but you might have forgot about how fun this is to just kind of write a name, or even if you wanted to write grandma or your uncle's or your auntie's name. You know, we're spilling a little glue here. We're just gonna go right in here, and we're just gonna put that right down there, and that's so cool. So, and even on the front of the National Geographic, I see I found an A here. So as you can see, I'm gonna just put that right on there. I use the glue stick this time, and I'll put DA, and then we're gonna be looking for one more D, and sometimes the last letter is the hardest one to find. You know, I'm looking up in here, I'm looking for these big sentences or letters inside a magazine. Oh, there's a look at this. Is a big D here. This might be almost too big, but we can get that one in there, and that really will be pretty cool. It's almost too doesn't quite fit the size of our card. What if we flip these around and we just put that in there like that? That's pretty cool. That probably could work. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Dad. All right. And so when you open the card, more dad. We're gonna inundate dad with cool stuff for him, and he's gonna feel like a superstar when we give him this card. So again, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna fill in this circle here by breaking down interesting colors. So as you see here, I got some really beautiful stuff here. And you know, it doesn't have to be, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm picking colors that I can find in a magazine that are just in my local magazine. I have some greens here right now I'm working with. And I'm just gonna go circle by circle and just fill in these little strips of color that I'm creating, right? And again, I'm creating almost like Cheerio size or cereal size, bite size little squares that I could use to create almost like little paper tiles. And so even if we didn't have paper, if we were using something like, we could use seeds, or we could use coins, or we could use flower petals, or even like you could use, you could even use kind of other medium like paper or anything like, or sorry, like clothing or something like that. We could do the same concept by breaking it down into kind of the smallest element possible, and then using these glue to kind of repurpose it. I like to use magazines because there's just so much color inside them. And I talk to you guys every week about why I like it so much. So I hope by now you probably know, yes, Sam, we know you like magazines. And I hope you like them too. I think that they're just really, really fun, and I never get bored. And I always am trying to push my own creativity and push the boundaries of what, you know, this is not just for kids. This could be for adults too. I think everybody could enjoy a little more time making art with their hands, or writing, or just slowing down the pace of our life a little bit. You know, creating art is personal time, and sometimes we really have a hard time with that, just allowing ourselves to have some time for ourselves. And while we're all at home experiencing this new way of life together, whether with our family or we're not, we are all kind of responsible for taking care of ourselves, and art is a really, really powerful way to help you kind of manage stress. And even kids have stress, and doing stuff with your hands and getting away from the video screen is really, really important. Okay. And I like to work fast, guys. As you see, as you watch me work, I just don't hesitate. Once I have my materials all in front of me, I don't sit there and think about it for hours on end. I just kind of pick and choose, and I stop thinking about all the little details, you know, and then I just kind of put some things on the paper, and then I just decide if I like it or not. And that's a pretty fun way to be, because you kind of can, you can kind of surprise yourself. You kind of can sometimes overthink things. And so it's always great to be able to kind of shake it up a little bit and get out of your own way and allow yourself to kind of inspire yourself. You sometimes think too much, and it's just fun to just put it up on the piece of paper and see what you get, and then decide if you want to keep it or not. You know? And so I like to work fast sometimes because I really think that if you push yourself, sometimes you can actually create something new that you never would have otherwise kind of considered, because you're just going fast, 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 and you make some interesting decisions that way. It's not always the right way to work, but sometimes it's fun to work really fast and see what happens. So this is almost done. We're gonna be finished with this first project. I'm gonna jump into maybe one or two more collages. I really think this is pretty neat. We could kind of seal the deal here. I think I want one more big like square right in the middle, a big circle, like a black square, almost like it was a record or something. There's something really cool. But you know, for dads who are going to be receiving this, I just think, wow, what a great way to kind of hit them with the best stuff. He's going to be super impressed by that. And that's one version. Here's another version. We're going to do a few more drawings. I can't wait to see what you guys create. I would love everyone to send in their lovely drawings and Father's Day cards and friendship cards to the Pacific Art League. They are accepting submissions at info@pacificartleague.org. We'd love to see what you can create with the lesson plan here today. Everyone's been so kind and so generous to share their artwork with us, and it really is inspiring as a parent and as a teacher, just to see all the kids and what they've been creating over the last several weeks. I just wanted to say thank you everyone so much for your time and your interest joining us every week at the Pacific Art League. I'm going to jump into another kind of interesting, fun drawing. This is something that's kind of just a little bit sillier, but I know that a lot of dads get ties for their for Father's Day and stuff. So it's kind of funny to think about actually drawing a tie. And I just thought this was kind of silly, but if my daughter or my son drew this for me, I think I'd have a little laugh about it. But it's kind of a funny thing to think about. Just drawing a tie, and a tie with some stripes on it. And I'm just going to draw this, and I'm going to draw like a t-shirt and like a guy. And it's kind of like a dad, right? It's a dad, and he's going to work, and he's got this tie on, right? But it's kind of a funny drawing, because it's kind of like you're not really giving him a tie, but it's kind of like this is the classic Father's Day gift. So we're gonna just make a little joke. And if you think that's a really boring joke, maybe this isn't a good project for drawing. But we can come in there and we can actually make a little collage with that as the drawing, as the template, and that's kind of a fun idea. And of course, we're filling in, just like we were before, with really great colors. I'll show you if you don't have, scissors, you can actually just tear these up really, really nicely and cleanly. I love to show people this idea because you get these really simple strips of color. Most magazines tear just like this. If there's one way that they tear, you can't tear them the other way. They do not tear this way, but if you tear them the right way, they will just tear straight down, and you don't even need nice scissors to be able to cut a straight line. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. But I do like to, go in there with some scissors, if I do have them, kind of clean up those lines a little bit. And if you have a really nice, sharp pair of scissors, you can just use kind of this little gliding technique with your blade, with the edge of your blade there, And if your dad and mom can show you how to do that, you can really kind of cut down on some of the time you spend going. You don't have to do a lot of this action with your hands. You just let the blade kind of do all the work for you. And so that's kind of a nice technique, but you also have to have a pretty sharp pair of scissors. And some of the kids' scissors that you have are not that sharp, but it is a nice technique, and that's kind of like an intermediate kind of technique for kids who are getting used to using collage this way. You can just then come in and cut those little stamp size or quarter stamp size, little almost like little mosaic squares, right? And then you can just break down these colors into really just very, almost like a fine dicing if we were going to be doing some kind of cooking or something like that. And I just want to give you guys some really great examples, and also an example of ways that you can really do some fun things with color by itself. I'm always kind of color sorting and getting myself ready for my next project. Again, I think this is kind of a funny idea to do a tie and just to say Happy Father's Day inside here. And but I'm going to do maybe one more drawing. And again, I'm going to show you again from beginning to end here about creating a card. So what we're going to do here is a little glue here on the corner. I'm going to take a piece of paper. We're going to be folding this again. That's going to be in half. I'm going to fold that in half, and I do a nice I drew a real good crease on that edge there because I want my card to look very professional. And I just I don't know, I prefer the card to open this way, even though you could go this way as well. We a few weeks ago we did a really beautiful thing with a peace sign, and I wanted to embellish on that a little bit, and I'm gonna take another kind of another way that you can do a really beautiful kind of shape drawing with collage that you don't have to do a lot of drawing for. And if you know how to draw shapes, then you definitely can create a really amazing kind of collage just using these very simple tools. And I think dads are awesome because they won't judge you, and you can really kind of be creative with this. If you wanted to draw a fire truck, or if you wanted to draw Mario Brothers or a princess, I think if you gave this to your dad and you use this collage technique, anything that you do will be very impressive. But I just always want to just try to give you guys some ideas about what you could do that you've never thought of before, and try some things for the first time. You may really surprise yourself. Okay, so in this project I'm going to draw 5, instead of drawing hearts where we're all going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 hearts in a row. On this one I'm going to draw different shapes. For instance, I'm going to start with a star. And that's okay. I see that it's a little asymmetrical there, but I accept that. I'm going to draw now an oval. Now I'm going to draw a rectangle. And again, guys, this is for our Father's Day card, so this is going to open up, and we're creating a really cool design for Dad. That's our main goal here, right? So it doesn't really matter how it all ends up at the end. We're really actually having some creative moments here where we're able to draw some shapes, and then we're going to fill this in with collage. Okay, so in the end here, we're going to put Dad on the inside and write him a nice note. But on the front, we can do something really creative. I'm going to do another circle right in the middle of this space here. And then I'm going to do a wavy line right through the middle of this whole thing. That's really going to mess everything up and do a really wild pattern here. And then I'm going to do the last shape I'm going to do is I'm going to do a triangle, and I'm going to do a right triangle. So I'm going to kind of go right up on this edge, and I'm going to go in here, and then I'm going to connect that triangle right on the edge there. So that's my design, and that's pretty wild. That's a pretty wild design I just created with a couple of interesting shapes. And what that's going to allow me to do, though, is really go in there and create some fun stuff with magazine paper, like we've been doing, like we've been filling in. So just like we, we're filling in for our portrait of our dad card here, and for our circle that we did on the inside of the card, we can go in and we can do a new design. And I'm going to write in here dad so you guys understand that this is also, and we're going to write in big letters here. Sorry, I keep putting my head in front of the camera. Happy Father's Day. And big exclamation point. Big exclamation point with big bold letters there. Okay. That's not bad. I don't have very good penmanship. I wish I had better penmanship. I have had bad penmanship my whole life, but that's it's very legible. At least you can read it, right? But more importantly, I'm actually very excited about my drawing here. So my goal here is I'm going to finish this up here with you guys by the end of our class. We have about 8 more minutes left here today, so I'm going to work very fast and furious. And I hope that by the time we're done with this class today, that you will actually be done with 1 or 2 cards yourself, because Father's Day is coming up this weekend, and I think you will be very upset if you have this opportunity to do this project for your dad or for your family right now, and then you just kind of like let the week go, and then all of a sudden it's Father's Day, and you say, what about that card you were going to make? And you say, oh, I forgot. So we have your attention now. You're doing art right now, and so what a cool idea just to kind of get 1 card done, sign it, put it in an envelope, get some help from your family to make it just really, if you need to put it in an envelope or put it in the mail, I think it would just really be a nice gift for someone special in your life right now. Everybody could use an extra piece of just something nice in the mail to say that they love them, I think. So I'm just, guys, I'm just going fast. Like I said, I'm just going, and I expect you to do the same. I hope you cut down your little paper into very little small bits, and that allows you, once you have your drawing down on your card here, to just go quick. You can make quick decisions, and you can move fast, and that's where it all happens. That's where the fun is being able to not have to overthink every single little bit of this thing. So I'm going to go with some new green here. I love this green. It's got some variations of pinks and blues. And fill in different parts of this paper as I work, and allow myself the creative freedom to make a mistake or change my mind. We're always experimenting, and we're always kind of never 100% sure that things are all going to work out with this, but we keep going. I'm confident that we're going to get a really nice Father's Day card out of this project, and dads won't be mad if it doesn't look perfect. Dad will just be very happy that you were thinking about him. So I keep my scissors really close to me, because sometimes I need to come in here and I need to make little adjustments, and I make little cuts, little adjustments as I go, and so that I stay really tight in those lines, because one of the hard things for kids who are young is just to kind of just stay in those lines, just like we were coloring. If we were coloring with a coloring book, this is kind of like coloring with collage. It's kind of like coloring with collage. So you really kind of go right up against those drawing lines that you made. And so you see this is the upper edge of where my star is, and this is the bottom line. There's a real nice curve to this oval shape that we have. We're going to stay really true to that and show you that just by breaking down these pieces of paper into really small pieces, that we can follow that line and actually not have to make, you know, curves with our paper, but just smaller and smaller little squares, almost like we were creating a kind of like a little bridge or something. Okay. Well, I'm going to add just a few more pieces. I always leave a couple of projects unfinished, but like so many of us, you know, we're going to get some of this done right now, and you know, you always can come back to this little project later. And what I love about collage, again, is the ability to kind of, you know, it really doesn't cost a lot of money. So if all your extra materials kind of gets thrown in the garbage, or if mom comes by and she's, you know, like you just have to, for whatever reason, kind of get rid of all your materials that you've been working on. Nothing's like completely forgotten. If for some reason I've just made a big mistake and I threw my big stack of paper in the garbage can, it's like, oh my gosh. But it's always okay. I always have another magazine to the side of me, and I can always just start fresh. You know, magazine paper is really simple to come by, even if we use newspapers, or just there's even free papers that are out there on the streets that we could probably use for a project like this and do something very creative. So I never want you to feel like, you know, that you can't do something with what you have, because you really need just a very, very simple set of tools to get going. And really the most important thing in all of this is that this is an expression from you. You get to say and create the kind of the things that are on your mind. And as kids, you know, we don't always get to do that very easily, and so art is just a really, really, really fun way and a real true way that you can tell people how you feel. And it's really nice, especially in a time like now, to tell the people that you love that you do care for them, and making art for them really will make them feel great. So I hope you've enjoyed this project today. I'm going to leave it here for now. We've had some fun. You know, happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Happy Family Day to all the people who are watching this and going through it. We're all here with you. My name is Samuel Price, and I just again want to say thanks to the Pacific Art League and SV Creates for this opportunity to bring art to you and to your community and to the little ones in our families. It's really just means a lot to me. You can find more about my work on Instagram at Samuel S. Price. I'm also online at www.mydogcollage.com. My name is Samuel Price, and please send us your progress photos for your dog. Not for your dog photos, for your dad cards today. I think this is a really fun project, and I hope everyone's had a great time following along. Join us next week, and we'll be doing a little bit of insects, bugs, and beyond. So if you're having fun, join us next week and register for our next class. Please again send us your updated photos for your dad cards. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next week. Take care.